Yo, we're back with part 2 of Who the Hell is Thanos, where we dive into some historical comics to see who the hell is this Thanos character that is the main villain of the Avengers in the current Marvel Cinematic Universe. Be sure to go back and watch part 1. This is going to be a very long series with a lot of different videos. But let's pick up where we left off, which is on issue number 29 of Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel number 28 left off with the Controller taking off with Marvel's love interest Luann after he tossed the damn Avengers mansion on top of Captain Marvel. But Captain Marvel turned back into Rick Scott, and Captain Marvel is now in a distant solar system talking to Eon. Eon is an 8 billion year old cosmic entity. He tells Captain Marvel that he is there because Captain Marvel the Warrior must die for the good of the entire galaxy. He says that Captain Marvel must instead become a champion. So he's not saying that Captain Marvel himself must die. So Eon makes Marvel look into the soul's eye so he can see why he must change. He shows him Olympus before it was indeed Olympus. Uranus ruled the land with an iron fist, as other titans like Kronos and Oceanus wanted peace. This created tension and war. But Kronos prevailed, but due to the hundreds of lives lost, he shattered his sword and vowed to never let Olympus reach the war state again. Long story short, Olympus becomes more peaceful. Kronos has kids such as Zeus and Alaris. Now Kronos, no longer into battle, was more so into cosmic life force experiments. But one day a faulty cosmic energy tube blew up and the explosive force was released. Kronos didn't die though. Instead, he was spread throughout the galaxy. He became one with the universe. Meanwhile, Zeus took control of Olympus in the absence of Kronos and ordered his brother Alaris to be exiled. Zeus hated Alaris because he followed the teachings of their father. So this is a similar dynamic as Kronos' plex with Uranus. So Alaris, or Alaris, however you want to say it, wanders the stars and stumbles upon what we now know as Titan. Remember, this is the birthplace of Thanos. Now when Alaris arrives on Saturn's moon, the civilization was destroyed by war. There was one person that survived and her name is Sui-san. So, new life, new name. Alaris then becomes Mentor. Together, Sui-san and Mentor repopulate what is now known as Titan. Thanos, however, is a threat to make all of this obsolete with the Cosmic Cube, which he now has. Now picking back up on Thanos' antics, remember he fought and won against Drax the Destroyer in the cave that the Cosmic Cube was in. Thanos uses this cube to capture his father and brother, Mentor and Eros. Thanos is now sort of confused by his own actions as to why he didn't go ahead and just kill Drax when he could, because now he is still a threat to him even though he has now captured his father and brother. In this issue, we see Drax waking up from being unconscious and trying to find Captain Marvel after he realizes he failed to stop Thanos from getting the cube. Also, during this period of time, Rick Jones is still under all that rubble and the Controller is trying to give Luann a new slave disc. Now Eon is putting all of this game on Captain Marvel and he feels tortured. But Eon lets him know that he has to know this in order to change. Eon was created solely to wait for Captain Marvel so he could learn the skill to defeat Thanos and the Cosmic Cube. And 8 billion years is a long time. But he has been living as a warrior, Captain Marvel that is, and must instead learn to love and become a protector. Because in war, only one stands, and that is death. All of this knowledge is sending Captain Marvel on an emotional roller coaster. Eon is even mentioning his past mistakes and how his warrior attitude basically got his loved one killed. The libertarian in me really loved this part because Captain Marvel now realizes that all this time he had been fighting for world leaders. He now wishes to change. And this is what Eon basically wanted. So he sharpens his senses and empowers his mind, and now anew, calm and more confident, Captain Marvel is reborn. His hair also turns blonde, which he somehow realizes he now has without even looking in a mirror. He's simply cosmically aware. In his visit with Eon, his final task is to basically get in a fight with his old self. He wins. Destiny is fulfilled, so now he can go back to Earth to get Rick from under all of that damn rubble at the Avengers mansion. Moving on to issue number 30. Iron Man is making a control tracer for Captain Marvel so he can locate Luan, who of course is in the grasp of the controller. Remember, the controller works for Thanos. At this moment, the controller is showboating in the city with a crowd that all has his slave disc installed. This pisses Thanos off because these people are supposed to be used when Thanos attacks Earth. This crowd may blow their cover. Nonetheless, he lets Controller know that Marvel will be on his way to get Luan back and he needs to be prepared to kill him. Because if he doesn't, Thanos himself will with the cosmic cube, then he's gonna kill the Controller. Anyway, the device Iron Man made for Captain Marvel successfully locates the controller. But when Captain Marvel appears, he beats up his worthless little henchman, but he tries to reason with the controller. Remember, he is not the same Captain Marvel as before. This does nothing but piss off the controller and he tries to knock his head off. But he ducked, Captain Marvel that is, grabbed the controller's legs and threw his ass out of the 4th floor of the controller's own lab. And then Marvel finds Luan, but the controller reappears, and he talks all this noise about how he'll be left to rule Earth as he serves Thanos, and he continues to fight with Captain Marvel. This fight ends in a weird way. They duke it out, and though Controller is beat up, he's not completely defeated. Thanos appears out of nowhere and lets the Controller know that he has failed him. Controller realizes that now Thanos is, after all, a faithless leader as Marvel was trying to reason him into believing. But it's too late for all of that now, because he either kills Controller or zaps him somewhere else. Again, you get a glimpse at how strong Thanos actually is. But this seemed to free everybody of the slave disc, and Luan happily greets Rick Jones. This issue ends with Drax the Destroyer showing up at the Avengers Mansion looking for both Iron Man and Captain Marvel, warning them that it's about to get real. So that's going to wrap it up for this video because a lot happened in just 2 issues. We learned more about the backstory of Thanos, and we also learned a lot more about his father mentor. So next video will take it from issue 30 to 33, which will complete the Thanos war in Captain Marvel. If you enjoyed what you saw, of course, subscribe, share out this video, and if you also have any sort of arcs that you would like me to dive into, just let me know in the comments section below. Until next time, y'all be easy.